Hello and welcome to the Churros y Tacticas podcast. Diego, did my R's disappear or were they there?
No, they were there.
It worked. We fixed the issue. Awesome. Original sound on Zoom. Apparently that's what you need to do. So from here on in, this day forward, no matter how bad Real Madrid and Barcelona are, take solace in the fact that my R's will no longer disappear into the vortex. The
Nice.
R's are back. I'm back. I was gone for a week, and Real Madrid lost to Sheriff, and Barcelona lost to Benfica, and so many other things happened. So I'm doing the intro today not because Real Madrid were putting on this otherworldly show against a team from Moldova in the Moldovan League, but just because Diego seems to be in a funk. Not Diego. Diego's always happy, but Barcelona seems to be in a funk, and so that's why I've
let me jump in real quick. And I mean, the best reason is you've been fucking gone for 2 weeks.
2
Or
weeks.
it feels like 2 weeks. 2 episodes. 2 episodes. You wish it was 2 weeks. 2 episodes. I've been doing the episode solo. I hope all the listeners have been enjoying the solo churros. I've certainly had a blast. I'm a little annoyed that Kian is back. Oh yeah, really?
Feedback is good.
Good. I was getting used to going into D-spot mode again. It was fun. I had a good time. I really did, and it was fun as well.
If my body is found in a dumpster somewhere, it's because Diego got a taste of what it's like to do these solo, and he's like, it's time to dispose. I'm the rightful captain of the ship.
Well, you know what? Like, what was funny was that, obviously I got to talk shit about you behind your back and the guys from Managing Madrid. But also I did a live stream. So I was interacting with some of our viewers on live stream, seeing as I directed them to the YouTube channel, which really made me aware that it would be more fun to do it, you and I as well, these live streams, so we can interact with our listeners and build more of a relation. Because the other funny thing was, because I did it on YouTube, there were old YouTube cats that didn't even know, like, that hadn't seen me since I left YouTube. And they were like, dude, where have you been? And I had to tell them I work for Barca now. You can follow me on Churros. They didn't know any of this. And we've been doing Churros for, what has it been, like 4 years? We're on 4 years, a good three at least.
Wow.
We're on 4. Yeah. So that was funny too. So I brought some really old school D-Spot viewers over. Shout out to Romeo 06, Gaudaf, and some other very funny random names. Anyways, yeah, it's good to have you back. Wait, before we get started, I want to know, how was the Hollywood Hills? How was the shopping in Rodeo Drive? How was all that?
I'm not a Rodeo Drive guy at all. I did not even go to it. I've seen it before, and I have no interest in going back there. Trip was good.
If Keon taking shots at Cali. Keon's taking shots on Cali.
Look, Hollywood is actually disgusting. Like, it's disgusting. Like, I was
digging a hole here, Keon.
I was at the Hollywood Metro, and then an hour later, I read on the news that a tourist got attacked by a gang in Hollywood. Like, an hour after I had just left there, unprompted. He was just walking, minding his own business, like I was.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I mean, It was good. The reason I couldn't record was not necessarily because of travel, and more so to do with the time difference between you and I. Because it got stretched to 9 hours.
Got even
and that
worse.
made it really hard. And
on
Monday morning, I think there was a little window that we could have possibly recorded, but I had to go like across the city to do a COVID test, and
that's right.
So
that's right.
It's gonna
But
be
it was
rare
good.
that you and I are that far away from each other. It was good. It was good. It was a good time. A couple of people at the Managing Madrid podcast did ask about you, and said like
no
hopefully,
shit.
Hopefully you and Diego can do one day, and I was like, yeah, we definitely we'll discuss it. So we got to do that at some point.
Shouts out for sure to all the Churros listeners out there. Love that.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
So did you we lost the Sheriff? Was there any part of you that thought that this podcast was going to be most about Barca? Like, after we lost against Sheriff, you probably thought, man, Friday is my show. I'm going to just rip Keon and Real Madrid. But it just took a twist, right? I mean...
Yeah, that's exactly what I was hoping for and foreseeing. So delighted. I had all the phrases. I even had a cowboy hat, like a sheriff hat from my son with, the plastic sheriff badge.
Yeah.
There's a new sheriff in town. I had the cliches were coming out, the plastic revolvers, pew pew pew, and that was just.
Save it for the second leg when we go there.
What happened, man? What?
We would have won that game 95, 97, possibly 99 times out of 100. We just missed chances, and we had 2 bad defensive sequences, and we lost. And that's why I didn't make a huge deal out of it, to be honest.
Well, there hasn't been made a huge deal out of it, and it was just one of those classic kind of during the season, early season, if you will, instances where Madrid loses to a random ass team in the Champions League, team from the East, or crashes out in the Copa del Rey against an Alcorcon, etc. But that's all it is. It just gives you a little bit of laugh material and a little chuckle. Meanwhile, across on the east coast of Spain, over in Catalonia, goddamn house is burning down, so we don't have much time to laugh. It's sort of, we're spinning plates while the earth underneath us is slowly crumbling, and there's a moment during that earthquake and spinning where we kind of quickly look at what's going on over in the middle of the country, laugh, and then it's back to like plate spinning because we're off on a road trip to Benfica to play in the Estadio da Luz, a stadium where we had never lost at in our history ever. Last time that we had won there or played there, we won there 2-0 in 2012 when Tito Villanova was the manager. And it was, at least in my books, a must-win game, at least a game where you had to pick up points. And instead, it became the nightmare that was another 3-0 defeat, this time away, leaving you dead last, no points in the group, 2 games played, 0 from 6 points, 0 goals scored, 6 goals conceded. And it was another post game. At least, thank God it wasn't an hour. They did a post game of like 35 minutes, but I just wanted to get out of there, man. It's ugly, and I was excited for it too, man. It was.
Well,
anyway.
So I watched both Real Madrid Sheriff and Barca, Benfica, and Villarreal Manchester United take delay after they finished.
Yeah.
And I, with both Barca and Real Madrid, I thought it was a little bit. You just expect these things to be much worse than they are when you don't see it live and you just read the tweets and you see, Barca lost to Benfica 3-0. That sounds like a bloodbath, and Real Madrid lost to Sheriff. That probably was terrible. When I watched Real Madrid against Sheriff, I was like, it was bad, but it wasn't like, I didn't really go crazy over it and think that this season was over. It's like, it happened, we're going to qualify. And it wasn't an indicator of where this team is. We're missing players, whatever. And Barca Benfica, I was like, wow, 3-0, maybe it was like, could have been even worse, but actually it wasn't that bad either. I thought like the first 15, 20 minutes, there was that wave from Benfica where they were just passing around you. They were exploiting the high line. They almost scored 3 goals in the first 20 minutes. But then Barca kind of grew into it, and I thought we're pretty much it was pretty even up until Benfica scored their second goal, and then they scored their third goal, and it could have been. So I guess what surprises me most about Barca is just a lot of mistakes, mistakes from people like Piqué, Eric Garcia.
The 1-0 is on Piqué for leaving Eric Garcia alone. Is Eric Garcia slow to react? What is your? There's different opinions here.
Probably a bit of both. I didn't really understand what they were doing. Either of those two were doing on many defensive sequences. When Benfica scored their first goal, it starts with Benfica has really nice transition defense to catch Pedri, because Pedri has the ball on his feet and just can't get out of his feet. He's swarmed by 3 players. And I thought Eric Garcia gets burnt a little bit too easily by Nunez there. It was a nice move. It's not like Nunez was this really, really fast, incisive move. Actually, when you look at his scissors and his step overs, he's not going that fast. He's giving Eric Garcia time to react. And he just couldn't. Barca just playing a high line, that's a collective thing, right? they just held a really, really high line, and they weren't able to hold that at bay. I also thought like one of the biggest things was you needed better wing production. Like this was just Memphis by himself again. Like if I understand you probably can't start Ansu because he's still returning and it's too much at once. But if he was healthy, ideally he starts and he helps Memphis attack a little bit, because Memphis, what happened was he would get the ball, he had no one to play with. And that actually led to him either having some heavy touches or over dribbling a bit, because he probably felt like he had to, because he had no one else helping him out. I also think Luke de Jong is just absolutely useless, man. I don't see what he brings to the table at all, unless you're pumping crosses into the box like Lopetegui style. He does nothing defensively. Like there were moments where Barca's press was good, but then Benfica would just play the ball around and wait till they got to Luke de Jong, because they know they could just get past him because he's just walking around. Like there was moments like that. By the way, like if there's any silver lining, like I thought the other de Jong, Frankie, was awesome, and I thought he was your best player. Pedri looked a little bit off to me. Maybe that had to do.
He was good.
He was okay.
He came back from an injury, obviously.
And now he's injured again. So that's why I also give him benefit of the doubt. He's probably just running to the ground even still. So I don't know. I'm curious to know what your perception watching the game was, though. Like, did you feel it was close? Did you feel it was uncomfortable? Like, what was your assessment?